All right, we are live. Welcome to Extremely Live, a 24-hour live stream that celebrates independent news and entertainment. I am your station manager, Micah Rock and Roll, and I am here. We both have made-up names now, Bob.
I like yours. I think that's a good way to go.
Thanks.
Extreme rock and roll.
Exactly. It's like the most tired guy you've ever met. Yeah, that's our show, or that's the live stream. And today we are talking with Sir Bob McSmith.
Knighted, yes. Hey,
yes,
how's it
knighted,
going?
off-Broadway royalty. You have been doing this New York comedy theater scene thing for how long now? Years at this point.
20 years.
Holy shit. You're really going for it.
Yeah,
that's
about
amazing.
10 years seriously pursuing the theater. And
Yeah.
of it, sketch, band, everything. We've tried every avenue.
That's awesome. So yeah, you're I guess recently you're known for your musical parodies of TV and movies.
Yeah.
What was the last one you did?
We have right now Singfeld, a musical parody about nothing, is in previews, so that's opening officially next month. And This is our 10th musical parody.
That's amazing. And was Bayside your first?
Bayside was our first. We wrote that originally in 2003. My writing partner Tobby and I were high on mushrooms and staring at the tree. And he said, "Let's do a Saved by the Bell parody," and my brain exploded, and that was the start. And
that's
so
awesome.
10 parodies now, starting with Bayside, Showgirls, Full House, 90210, Kardashians, which is parody of Cats, and the Kardashians, which Andrew Lloyd Webber sued us over, which nice little badge of honor.
That's amazing.
We did Friends, The Office, couple others in there that are I'm forgetting right now, but yeah, Singfeld is up right now in previews, and it's opening next month.
That's amazing. I'm excited to see it. I'm due for a Bob and Tobley original.
A while.
I know. I missed. I missed the last one. Is that still going though? It is still going.
Friends in the Office are still playing. Yeah. So this is going to be our third parody running in rep at the same theater. It's basically like everything from NBC in the 90s, and that is our wheelhouse. Must see parody.
That's amazing. Yeah, I met you and Tobley through my wife, who did Full House the musical. Yeah. Borat the musical.
No.
Yes, I met you guys through her. I went and saw your play, and I was like, these guys are psychos. I love it. Right up my alley.
Musical, yeah. She played Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah.
And it was the filthiest show we've ever done.
It was quite dirty. It was fun.
We had a cup to roll out on stage, and that lost half of the audience.
Classic. Speaking of, you got a puppet behind you, I see. Is this part of a show here?
All sorts of puppets back there. I've got Mr. Bear from Bayside. This was our Mr. Heckles puppet for Friends that ended up getting cut on the first preview.
Oh, gotcha. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've given him a nice little home now, and I spent so fucking long making that hair.
Oh, wow. You made those.
I made it, and I've made all our puppets, but I've sworn now never again, because every time I make a puppet, it ends up getting cut.
That's hilarious. My buddy has a pretty successful podcast, and he started to do it as a puppet. He made a puppet of himself and does this podcast as a puppet.
That sounds better. That sounds like a lot easier than staring at yourself.
Totally, yeah. I'm getting used to it myself. Not fun. That's great. Very, very cool.
Thanks for having me too.
Yeah, totally. I've been meaning to have you on for forever now. And Zelda felt like the perfect reason. We both were really excited. We were texting each other about it when it was like a couple weeks away.
I just kept staring at that logo on my Switch because I was it's there. You can let it. Just press a button.
I can
put it there.
Flip the switch at the servers, god damn it. I want to play now.
Just turn it on. Who cares?
Did you see people were getting the physical copies early?
I was pissed.
I know, me too. I was like, oh, fuck.
I bought it and I'm waiting, and you asshole are, you're going, you got a full 6 hours on me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much, I should have looked at my playtime. I've definitely put in several hours at this point. Did you play Breath of the Wild at all?
I did. I did it once a few years back.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to end. Like I got to the last Ganon fight and put it down because I was like, I just didn't want it to end. And then tried to pick it up to beat it, and I was like, I don't remember any of these fucking people.
Yeah.
So much. And so January of last year, I went deep. I did a deep dive into it and just exploring everything that I could.
That's awesome.
And all of the shrines. Tried to do all the Korok seeds before I gave up on that.
Yeah. It's exactly what happened to me too.
Yeah. And then I got the DLC and I was like, this is way too hard.
Yeah. Speaking of the DLC, there was I think it was DLC where you go to in Breath of the Wild, they did a thing where I think you go to like an island and then you have to do these challenges where you are like just stripped down to like your underwear. You have no equipment.
Yeah.
And you have to like build up your, start by like throwing rocks at a guy and get his stick, you know what I mean? And then build all the way up back.
And there was something like, I think like 100 levels in that or so.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, no, I love the game, but I don't love it that much.
Right. It was a fun idea though. I hope they bring something like that back. I'm excited to like see all they were so tight-lipped about this. First of all, there was no information until like maybe two or 3 weeks before they finally started talking about it.
So many surprises as I'm playing. I tried to avoid like as many spoilers as I could.
Same.
But I'm still like, people are like, hey, the trees attack you. And I was like, fucker, I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that going in, and it scared the shit out of me the first time it happened. But yeah, there's they really nailed it with all this cool new stuff they've added. Like, I don't want to spoil you, but have you you see all these people talking about the chasms that are around? Have you messed with that at all?
A little bit. I've gone to the depths once, and tonight I really want to like really explore it because I read today about the auto build function.
Yes,
I haven't found, and so I was like, that sounds amazing. So I'm gonna just explore the depths later tonight. I finally made it to Hatino Village last night.
Sweet.
So I've been taking my time trying to not rush it because I know there's so much to do and see.
That's what's so wild about it. So for people who don't know, Breath of the Wild was like this. It was a huge game. First of all, it just felt insane how much stuff was in it. And I was like you. I didn't want it to end. I ended up doing like every mission or quest and every shrine. Also gave up on the Korok seeds just because it wasn't necessarily fun after a certain point. It's just like, oh, this is
I
dumb.
love that the trophy you got was a literal piece of shit. I was like, I really want that shit trophy.
It is very funny. Yeah, that like it's such an anticlimactic. Like, why did you bother doing this, you freak?
You loser.
But yeah, like the map was just crazy. It's this open world game where it felt like you could just do whatever you wanted, and it's a direct sequel to that, so they reuse the same map, but they've changed so much stuff that it feels so different, like just in general. And then they've added this entire underground realm that I have been exploring. I didn't even know about it. I just I skydived down into one of the holes. I was like, oh shit, you can actually go down here.
Yeah.
And then once you're down there, it's like this Zelda's version of the Upside Down from Stranger Things or something. Like, it's so creepy and cool. It's really fun messing around.
Losing the heart permanently, or at least temporarily permanently, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is nuts.
Yeah, it's a good challenge.
Able to dive into the wells in this one too. Like, that made me so happy. I wanted to do that through Breath of the Wild the entire time.
It really feels like they took everything that people really wanted to do from the first one and put it into this
And
game.
yeah,
It's wild. Like even like all the caves that you can explore in this, they've added all these cave systems that have all kinds of like cool new monsters in them.
yeah.
Like you were mentioning the likes, which
I
are
couldn't believe they brought likes back.
I know
Like,
it's awesome. I love that
so
they always dump a like they've eaten a treasure box and puke it out after you kill them.
do they still get your shield? I didn't notice.
Oh, I didn't notice either. Yeah. That's a good question. I did get eaten by one. They're so
Right.
gross. They're like they look like a fucking chode with teeth. They're so like
Their skin.
yeah.
Open
Dude,
down. The redheaded.
they do that so much. I've noticed this in Nintendo games. They have like they're like vague like sexual organ parts on all these
Good.
creatures.
I'm glad you saw it too, because I was like, is this just me? Is this just like
No.
and like I need to suck a dick now or something coming out? 'Cause- okay, you've been to Hatino Village, right?
Not yet, not yet.
Oh,
You can say whatever you want. It's okay. I don't mind.
It is covered in dicks.
All right, I'm excited to get explore.
Statues everywhere that are just erect penises. And I saw it last night. I was like, I have to talk to him about this. Like, I can't believe this. It's like, you ruined my town. Who did this? Like,
That's so funny. I'm trying to think of what Nintendo game is it there that all the boss. Oh, it's Metroid the new one, Metroid Dread.
yeah.
Have you played that at all?
I'm not yet. No.
Like, dude, it's so like all the monsters are like have like just gross orifices with like slime coming out. Like, dude, they're really going for like a body horror thing lately, which is very, very interesting.
Or is it just us seeing that? Like,
Yeah, or we're just creeps. Could be. That's a good question though. So you recognize likes right off the bat, which are for anyone who doesn't know, like an old school. I think even from the first game.
yeah. They went to the dungeons in the first game.
Yeah.
And they you and take your shield, and then a giant hand would come down and grab you. And I hope they bring the giant hand back.
That would be cool. I was trying to think of the last time. I think that was did they do that in N64 one? The was there a hand in Ocarina
There might
of
have
Time?
been Ocarina, I think.
I think maybe. I want to say, but yeah, that's
Not as familiar with.
right. Yeah, but yeah, I was curious. When did you? What was like your first Zelda game that like hooked you? That, like have you been playing games for forever since you were a teen, or like what's your gaming history, bro?
Let's go back to 1988.
Yeah.
Reagan was in the White House. I ran Contra, whatever. But I remember getting the first Zelda. I just got to snowmobile camp with my stepdad, and we were driving home.
Hell
And he
yeah.
had heard about the game on this radio, or someone was telling him. I don't remember, but they didn't have it. So we went on this journey, my whole family, to go buy this game, like going town to town until we found it.
Oh wow.
It was so beautiful. It was the gold box. I don't know if you remember the old Nintendo
Yeah, the gold cart too.
cartridge. It was just another level. Like, it just stood out so much. And then you play it, and it's immediately you're exploring, and you have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And you can go in any direction. You can be like suddenly ambushed by enemies that you're way out of your league for, and it just kind of let you figure it out. And then I got the Nintendo Power map was being passed around through schools. So everybody was getting a Xerox of it and sharing it with friends. And just, yeah. And from there, I played that game every few years. I think I always go back to that original Zelda. It holds such a deep place in my heart.
That's awesome.
And then-
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I remember like the second Zelda game came out. I was in 4th grade. Zelda 2 Adventures of Link, I think.
Yeah, which changed it all up. They changed the whole
Oh my God, changed
style.
everything.
Yeah.
My friend came to school with it and is like, hey, do you want to borrow this? I was like, yes. Oh my God, thank you. So I spent all day looking through the little book that came with it. And then at the end of the day, he's like, can I have it back? I was like, I didn't even get to play it.
Yeah, for real.
What a fucking tease. Like,
That's hilarious. I was probably too young for I definitely played the first Zelda, but it was like so hard for me, like as like a little kid.
It was not a game. I would watch my stepdad play it, and I'd be like, can you help, please?
Yeah, that's funny. We didn't have the first Nintendo. We ended up getting a Game Boy, and then we got the Super Nintendo.
Okay,
So the first Zelda that really got me was Link to the Past,
It is,
which is an amazing game. It's so much fun. But I did get super into Super Mario Brothers 3. This is a Japanese copy I bought myself for my birthday.
Nice.
But yeah, that was I would say Super Mario Brothers 3 was my big NES game. That and Kirby. I love Kirby.
Oh yeah, love Kirby.
Mario could be the original Mario. I did like, but it didn't hook me the same way that Super Mario Brothers 3 did.
Right. No, I mean Super Mario 3 is like it's just one of the all-time great games.
Yeah, for sure.
And I first saw that in the movie The Wizard.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Before Mario 3, so it was literally an advertisement for the game.
Right.
And you watch it, you're like, I want to play that. Where is it? Like,
totally.
And I think that continued through my life, that excitement of just waiting for the game and being like, I need to play this now.
Yeah, totally. Like, dude, that's like my every birthday and Christmas was just like begging for whatever, new game was coming out and just being like, please God, I have to play this game.
Your entire Christmas break, just
hell yeah.
In your room.
My grandfather was a big, he loved comics and he loved video games.
Really?
Yeah, he was an interesting guy. And he hooked us up every Christmas. He made sure we had the new system. He made sure we had like the cool game. When the Super Nintendo came out, he bought one for like us for Christmas. We're like, oh sweet, and he's like, I got one too. It's already set up. Let's play. I'm like, it was just such an awesome Christmas. What a cool guy. I miss that dude. He was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a great dude. But where was I going with this? I don't know. Just reminiscing about old video games, I guess. So, were you? How old were you when the first Nintendo was like when you're excited about Zelda? Let's say
about 8, I think, 8 or 9.
How old are you now, if you don't mind?
43.
Nice. I'm gonna be 40 in like a year and a half, so I'm not that far behind you.
It's not bad. 40s are awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive only because I'm like, man, I got to accomplish a lot of shit. Like I got to get so much. I admit that, to get off video games for a second, I am so impressed with your fucking productivity, man. Like you and Tobley are insanely productive, and I'm jealous.
Do it without Tobley. Like he's the driving force behind it. I would just do nothing my entire life if it wasn't for him. Like he was the one who was like, let's do this, let's make this happen. And so
yeah, I knew exactly what you're talking about. Like I anytime I'm in like a group project of some kind, like even like just like creative like a video group or something like that,
mm-hmm.
I can meet the moment and like put the work in and I'm like having fun with like other people. But the second it's just me doing a solo project, dude, I'll blow my own deadlines left and right. I'll fucking just sit there and do nothing. Not even do something else. Do nothing instead of the
There's
thing
a million other things to do, but also nothing is one of those things.
Yeah.
And there's so many video games to play.
Exactly. I'm literally already like putting rules on myself with this fucking Zelda game because it's so much fun. I can't believe Go ahead.
I haven't had a day yet where I can just sit and play it for the entire day.
Yeah.
Which I miss that part of the pandemic too.
Totally.
Whereas literally all you were doing was playing video games for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I'm too busy right now, which great thing to have.
Right.
But I want to sit on my couch for an entire day and do nothing else.
I had like maybe one like 3-hour session and it was great. It was just nice to just sit there and just zone out. And I just can't believe how I basically did I did like all the story main quest type stuff right up into the point where you get to that moment where they're like, oh, you need to research all these strange things that are happening here, and here. And I was like, okay, that's my cue to just do whatever I want now. Like Like that's like the start of the real game. I've gotten all
Right.
the like intro stuff taken care of.
But I
And
I feel like that is something you want to do soon too, from what I've heard. And I haven't
I
I way because I didn't do it either. I was like, I want to go explore, but if you do that, you can then get your not your Sheikah slate, your Purim slate or whatever it's called.
yeah, Puripad.
And that gets the notification for shrines. And
Oh,
you have to go do this to get that.
gotcha. Yeah. So okay, so there's still like early like game what do you call it? Not items, but like
Yeah, it's still like pretty. That's early in the game to do
gotcha.
those. More on top of that, which is just insane to me. There's so much depth, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna so much time with this game.
Dude, I that's what I was trying to say. Like, at any moment, you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go. There's a shrine over there. I'm gonna go over there, and then you see 10 other things that are like exciting and like pull your attention to it. And you're like, oh, what do I do first? Like, it's
ADD video games, yeah.
dude, it's really they really like tripled the amount of stuff to do easily,
Yeah.
possibly more.
Walk into a shrine, suddenly a piece of the sky falls down. So you're like, all right, I'm there now. And then you see a cave in the distance. You're like, oh, totally forget about that and go there. Like,
Yeah. Dude, it's so much fun, and the new abilities are just so badass. Like
so good.
they've came up with really clever ways too of making everything have a point. Like even like I was remembering like enemy encounters that kind of like were annoying in Breath of the Wild. Like anytime a group of bats would come out, you'd be like, oh damn it, I gotta deal with these bats. But now it's like, hell yeah, like I have all these eyeballs I can use on my arrows. Like,
And it's a flurry of bats coming at you out of a cave.
totally, yeah. Like, yeah, that's such a good point. Like it's almost feels like a story element as they like
Yep.
rush you. And like the skeletons that rise out of the ground at night, they were like almost annoying in
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
They're still annoying.
They are annoying, but they drop those arms and then you combine them with a horn or whatever, like,
Yeah.
and you have like an amazing weapon. Like it's worth your time to deal with them.
The weapon fusing in this game has like completely changed it for me. Like
Yeah.
the weapon degradation was annoying.
Yes.
It didn't really matter after a while. You'd end up getting enough weapons and you get enough slots, but being able to like attach a rock to a fucking arm and use that as a hammer, that blows my mind. I'm having such a blast with that.
Dude, it's such a just fun little moments constantly. I like ran into this like base with monsters, and they had like like an iron spike ball that they like shoved at me. Did you get to that moment?
I did.
It's so
They do it
cool. It's so fun. Yeah. I died a bunch trying to figure that
Oh
out.
god, with the boss Bobakin too.
Yeah.
What
But it's like,
you fuck those things.
yeah.
Bobakins like
I just start unloading the bomb flowers is what I've been doing onto the arrows. But,
Yes.
but it's just so fun. Like I had that moment of like, oh shit, I can use the rewind and like send the spike ball back at them.
Yeah, I did that too.
And then you can be like, oh, I can fuse the spike ball to my sword and then just smash them with that. So I ended up
spike ball on your sword.
Yes, you
I didn't
can.
think it was- wow.
Dude. So like there's just all these like crazy just fun moments that they've created that feel so much more fleshed out and interesting than Breath of the Wild. Like it feels more like, I don't know what the word is, but like it feels like more lived in or something. Like the monsters aren't just in a empty skull with a fire, standing. You know what I mean? Like sitting in like a skull shaped house. Now there's stuff in there. It feels like a home. Like there's like
camps and like people are in cages.
Yeah.
Like that is great.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I love the big spike ball. What I've been doing is the hand and just having it in front of me at all times and just walking through the camp and wiping them out like that.
That's amazing. God, yeah. And then just the building stuff is so like, at first I was like, oh, this is kind of be tricky or something, but
Mhm.
it's pretty intuitive. Like it's not that difficult, and you can just make the weirdest stuff.
You've been seeing the line, right? You've been
Yeah,
following.
I just started looking. I'm gonna get on Reddit later
The
and
crucifying of Koroks is cracking me up.
dude, it's amazing. I'm really really impressed, and I'm like excited to really dig in. It's gonna be one of those games that I'm gonna be playing for a straight year, I think.
Yeah,
I've just like
because there's so many things you can do. Like you can make a car and like have it with like flamethrowers on the front and just drive straight to the bobbikins, and
it just feels like a playing with action figures or something.
Yeah.
It's like I'm smashing this, and now we're gonna go into the sandbox, and we're gonna make a sand castle for them to live in. You know, like it's so much crazy shit going on. And I also like the people. The people have more personality in the world. Like they're all doing stuff. I saw a video. I haven't done this yet. I hope you don't mind me saying it.
No,
But there's apparently like monster raids where people from the town are gonna meet up to go take out monsters. You can go with them on like raids. How cool is that?
It's just all those little things that you were like, oh, that would be cool if that happened when you're playing through the first one, and they actually did it. They brought it.
Dude, like, yeah, it's like, I remember being excited about being able to like chop down a tree and roll a log around in the first one. You know what I mean? Like that was
a raft or a car or a giant dick statue.
I do love all these. I sent you that picture of like a flamethrower dick man that someone built. But I found a video of like the same guy built another one where it's like I think it's like spraying water and spinning around from the pressure of it. It's so funny. I'm excited to see all the weird shit people make.
Yeah, and I can't wait to actually sit down and spend time building that too. But there's so much other stuff that's pulling me right now.
Exactly. I've just scratched the surface of making. I finally like was able to make a flying machine that worked well and a car that worked decent, and like it's so fun to do that, and I'm excited to like because you can build up your electrical like your battery packs or whatever. I'm curious how can you drive like something for like a 30 minutes straight when you're maxed out on batteries
the entire way.
I feel like they're definitely going to do that. Like they're going to do, like they did that with the DLC for the first one with the motorcycle. It's like they just have at it, go nuts. I feel like that's
now you can make your own motorcycle.
Totally. God, it's so great, and I like it. Like you say, we haven't even like done 1% of what's on offer. It's
maybe on 10 hours in, 15, 20. I probably not 20. I don't think I've had enough time.
Yeah, I don't think it's me either.
But for other games, that's the entire game, and this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
I spent so much time in that original Sky Island too, just because I want to see everything. I want to explore everything.
Me too.
And like being like, oh, there's so much else underneath it.
Yeah.
And then and then
like finding that there's an entire third map down in like a creepy cave is just, it's like, oh my God, this is insane.
Never going to end.
I know, like it's just ridiculous. Like I was able to do all the quests in the original and all the shrines. I'm like, is it going to be like get to a point where I'm like, I'm throwing in the towel. This was insanely fun, but like I have to do other shit now, or
right.
I'm
wondering if there's a new version of Terrytown, or I've heard it's still there apparently. Like it exists now.
Yeah,
as just which is so cool. But like that was one of my favorite quests in that first one, was like getting all those misfits together.
Totally, and that's the other thing, because it's that direct sequel. It's just so cool that they all know you and remember stuff that happened previously. I kind of like that. Yeah.
Link is a sleepy guy. He 200 years.
Yeah, loves a good nap. That Link
is 1,000 years, I think, in Breath of the Wild, right, or something. That
I think so. So
it's a good night.
Yeah. Oh man, and I guess he's making up for it now with 1,000 hours of gameplay, which is just absurd. Yeah, I'm also curious about what's it called, the village? I can't remember the one you
Harry
built up. Terrytown. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Are you like a strictly Nintendo guy? Are you like as a kid were you did you play into the Sega versus Nintendo thing or
I was a Sega kid.
really?
We had the Genesis, and that we didn't have a Super Nintendo, so I never played those games.
Ah,
Older. I loved the Genesis, and then the Dreamcast, one of the greatest consoles of all time. Never get.
Dreamcast is awesome.
I didn't get a PS2. I think a PS2 was my last actual console before the Switch.
Mm.
And so I just missed a lot of games in between, and I'm glad they're all coming out on the Switch now.
Yeah,
They did like
same.
Portal 2 and
Yeah, I played pretty consistently right up till Xbox 360. Um, and once I moved to New York City, I was like, all right, I got to focus on, doing comedy, meeting people, not sitting in my home and playing video games. So I ended up selling all of them. But I know I regret it.
every time.
I
And you get like
know.
from GameStop, and you're like, all right, that's some beer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we were a Nintendo family. We always ended up wanting the Nintendos for whatever reason. Um, but my older brother, worked on a PlayStation 1 game early on, and we ended up getting a PlayStation 1 just so we could play his game. And I ended up liking the PS1 quite a bit.
What
Even
was his
though
game?
it's called Monkey Magic. It's a no one's heard of this game.
I
Uh,
have more questions.
yeah. But they actually had an online early on. It was very weird. An online level builder like version of the game, and you could like post levels and download levels. And
Like,
I ended up playing that way more. Yeah,
that was
like you would make your level and you could spit out a code that people could type into their website, and then it would load your level, which is
that's so
wild.
cool.
Yeah, it was really fun actually.
That's
Um,
monkey magic right there.
I know they lived up to their name. I think he did all the death animations. That was his job.
Were the monkeys magic, or was there? Okay, so the monkeys did magic.
Yeah, it was the same. So Dragon Ball Z is based on Legend of the Monkey King, and
Okay,
this game was also based on Legend of the Monkey King. So
got it,
you're
got it.
like a kung fu monkey with like a magic staff and can fly around and stuff like that.
Sounds like it needs a remake. What
Yeah, totally.
next gen?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then I have a PS4 too, which I also love. It hasn't been getting as
Nice.
much attention lately because I've been out more. So, and that's what's so great about the Switch is like you can plug it in or you can take it. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything new here, but it's like playing the Switch at a bar is so fun.
Yeah, that is sweet. I'm hoping that their next system is just a super badass Switch.
Mhm.
It would be
Like
weird.
really high def, yeah.
That is one
Great.
thing I wish. It would be sick if like the the what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? The textures in Zelda were like super, you know what I mean? Just like high
Yeah,
end, super crisp
they can do that
textures.
better. But I love what they do though too with the
It is
limited resources
true,
they have, and they do it brilliantly on the Switch.
for
Where if
sure,
you're
for sure.
away, everything is kind of low density, or whatever. And then
Mm,
as you get closer, everything comes into focus.
totally.
And no other game has been able to do it like that for the Switch. I don't know if you played Pokemon Arceus.
No.
But yeah, so that was the same thing. Like you'd be up in the sky, but it didn't look good on the game.
Right.
So whatever they're doing with it, it works.
It
And the
definitely
low
does.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not a complaint really.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but it's just like the idea of like, especially after I ended up watching the Mario movie alone on like a 2 p.m. at
I'm
Williamsburg.
gonna watch it either tonight or tomorrow, I think. So
It's
we'll have to
worth
talk
it.
about that too.
It's worth seeing actually. Like the reviews were so terrible that I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
And so I just avoided it, but I knew I would like it when I sat down with it.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Like I legitimately enjoyed myself. I don't know what they wanted out of it, but the reviews were so like, fuck this piece of shit.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
like it's a Mario Brothers movie. It can't be
Yeah.
worse than the first one.
yeah, it can't be worse than half the awful children's animations that come
Yeah,
out.
or
Like,
video game adaptations that come out are 90% of the
so I was like, oh, this must be really bad. Like, it must be terrible. But no,
That's-
it was.
forward to that too.
Yeah,
Be shitty, then bring it on. Watch Pratt fail. Like,
yeah.
how was he in the movie?
You kind of forget about him after a while. They like make a joke about it too with the voices and stuff. Like there's like they like address it in a weird way.
Okay.
But no, it's not bad. It really wasn't like at no point was I being like, oh, get him off screen. I hate it. Like there was none of that going on.
I thought Charlie Day was inspired casting.
I did too. I think he did a great job actually. Like it was an interesting direction to take Luigi because he's just like I don't know. He's like they kind of just like gave him a new personality, which is funny.
Okay.
No, I mean he's still the same. Like he's like scared of everything or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
and he like run on his legs in the air in the movie.
I believe there is a moment of that. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that where you're like,
Super Mario 2, like I think that's honestly my favorite game.
Which one?
Super Mario 2.
Oh yeah, Super Mario 2 is really fun.
Yes, it's just the reskin of whatever Doki Doki Panic or whatever. But as a kid, I didn't know that, and I loved it.
Me too.
All the time.
It is weird that they were really getting experimental with those sequels. Like Zelda 2 was totally like bizarrely different.
Like it's a great game. It just it's not there. Like
totally.
The ideas that they brought from that to like Link to the Past and other games going forward, you can see it all in the DNA of it.
Yeah, totally. And then Mario 2. I guess the argument was Mario Lost Levels was the Japanese Mario 2, and they're like, oh, it's too hard. So
too hard. Americans are not going to play this, and I don't think they're wrong.
Yeah, I did not like Lost Levels very much, even when it came out on Super Nintendo and the All Stars. I would play up to the point where I'm like, okay, this is just frustrating. I don't know what they want from me.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's like those Mario Maker levels. I don't know if you ever played Mario Maker, where they're just like...
I haven't played a lot of it, but I played a little, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's like people just making these devious traps.
Torturing you.
Yeah, totally.
I'm a big rage quitter.
Nice. I love it.
And so sometimes I do that with Zelda too. Like if I find myself repeating the same stupid mistake over and over and over again, like during the first sky level, I just kept jumping off a cliff and jumping off a cliff and jumping off a cliff.
Yeah.
Put it down, come back later. There's a better solution.
Totally. There's a lot of me just going, fuck! Like screaming fuck in the other room, and Marshall's just like checking in, be like, what is he doing? Like kind of a thing.
Just a game. Oh, you fucking idiot. Like
exactly. Even though I will say, like, at least losing in a battle, like when you're fighting something, it is in its own way. Like I get pissed like at first, and then I'm like, all right, now I know what I'm gonna do. Like there's like that moment of like,
you're going down this time.
Yeah, you fucking bastard. I kept forgetting to save early on, and just like plummeting off like you're saying, falling off a cliff and just breaking my legs and dying.
Going back to the table, and you're like, I gotta walk all that way again.
Yeah. So that was that muscle memory of constantly saving came back.
Saving, constantly eating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you mentioned the cooking, you being like just enjoying cooking. That is such a fun element. And they've
It,
added a bunch of cool new like ways to alter your abilities and stuff with that, which is really awesome.
oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah, like when you cook it, there's different abilities that you get from.
Properties, yeah.
Yeah, so there's
Like
like the
specifically like leveling up specific moves and stuff, which is interesting. I haven't messed with that at all.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, like they like give specific attacks like boosted powers and stuff, and they there's like a there's like a lizard you can use to make like sticky juice, so you don't have to so you can climb while it's raining, which was another extremely
Putting
annoying part of Breath of the
over your
Wild. Yeah. Lizard jizz.
I need that sticky juice.
Daddy needs his sticky juice. He's got to go fondle some rocks.
Squeeze some lizards and yeah.
Like a shampoo bottle.
I don't know why. Like the cooking is so fun in this game. It's even that little animation. Like I skip it like 10% of the time.
I know, me too. I get excited when it plays the jingle that lets you know you did something real good.
Cooking during a blood moon.
I love the new Blood Moon.
Yeah,
it's so much creepier now. Like the music is like so scary. That's the other thing. There's like all these nice little touches of like, there's way more music in this one. Like the last one was so sparse with the music. They've added a little more. It comes in a little more often, which, you know, a huge part of a Nintendo game is the music. Like the music's always so awesome. So I was a little sad when, like in Breath of the Wild, when it was just like a very faint piano that came in every like, you know, 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. It was atmospheric and cool.
Breath of the Wild, though, you'd hear the dun 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 dun, and it would come into the background and just give you chills.
Totally. It is. There are still moments like that in this, and it is a little bit sparse, but they pumped in a little more music this time, which I appreciate, just because the music's great. Like it's just such good music. There's that. I noticed like the climbing feels a little more intuitive, even like he always seems to know where I'm wanting him to jump. You know what I mean? Like nothing crazy. Like they didn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but like it just feels, everything feels slightly polished. And you know, at the low end it's like slightly polished. At the high end it's like basically a new thing completely that is like super twice as fun as the previous version.
No, the ability to teleport upwards. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, why hasn't this been in the games the whole time? This is groundbreaking. And I read that it was apparently just a developer cheat code to get them out of the underworld. Yeah. And they were, maybe there's something here. Maybe this would work.
That's great. Yeah, I keep forgetting to use that. I just realized the other day, I'm like, I couldn't figure out how to climb up to something. I'm like, oh, duh, I should have fucking used Descend. Yeah. It's like, that is very cool. And
it's really fun to use it to sneak up on enemies, too.
Ooh.
You pop up right behind them, and until you've come fully out of the ground, they don't see you. And
that's awesome.
Things too, like the little animations between the enemies and then NPCs, like they've done so much better than Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely. I love like people reacting to the rain, like running under a tree. It's just all these little touches that make the whole world feel more alive. It's really cool. Yeah, man. I just want to play it now. All this talking.
Yeah, literally what I'm gonna do as soon as we're done talking. Looking at my Switch, I'm like, okay, you're there.
Yeah. That's hilarious. What else you been up to? Let's. I think we've talked Zelda to death. We can come back to it if we want. But you're getting you're in previews. You said
we're in previews for Singfeld. It's opening at the end of May, beginning of June.
Cool.
Coming along really well. Really excited about it. And that's been the big thing. We're gonna start rewriting a horror movie we were working on, and we're really that.
That's very cool. I'm not a theater dude. What does previews mean? Is it literally just like a test run and then you change shit as you go?
Yeah, more or less. And some shows have more changes happening than others. It allows you to get all the tech right too.
Oh yeah.
Make sure the lights are where they need to be. There's no feedback on the mics. Get the actors into a place that you can open with critics, basically.
Gotcha. And is there an audience for these?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Okay. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I know nothing. Marshall would be laughing at me right now.
That's the cool thing about previews, though, too. If you go see a show during previews, it might not be the same by the time it opens, and you'll see things that end up getting cut.
That's cool.
Not infamously, whatever. But the Beetlejuice previews they did in DC, it was a much filthier show.
Huh.
And they ended up taking a lot of that out for New York. Like, apparently there was a pig with a boner, and there were like 30 more fucks or something. Like, I want to see that show.
Yeah, for real. What the hell? The politicians didn't like that? They're fine with fucking the pig to get into Skull and Bones at Yale. Why can't they fucking watch it on stage?
Pig fucking on stage.
Yeah. Reminds me of Epstein's Island. Get it out of here.
Too close to home.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's been pretty much it. I also played Hades for a while, which I'm also picking up in between Zelda runs here and there.
Another very, very fun game. That game is just great. They're making a sequel too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, there's they announced it I think like a month ago.
Did he haven't finished it? Did he get out of hell?
I don't know, actually. I haven't finished it either. It's a very hard game.
Exactly. But that is a good one to get the rage out too, because you can feel okay quitting after that. You do a run, fuck you, onto Zelda.
Exactly. Like it's designed to make you be like, fuck you, put it down. Yeah. Like but man, yeah. Two games with very fun combat. Like very
different
super
too.
Yeah, completely different. But just very satisfying. Like satisfying runs. Very
I wish there was like that's the one thing about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like throwing boomerangs isn't as good as I want it to be.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten a boomerang yet. I honestly avoided boomerangs in the first one or in Breath of the Wild. They're not fun. Yeah.
No, and they didn't like go grab all the rubies and come right back to you, which is always part of it.
Totally. Yeah. It's it does feel like a tacked on thing. It doesn't feel
or like a good shield throw would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I do like I always forget to do them, but I do like the parries and like the shield move, like that, and the flurries. Like that's super fun. I love the slow-mo in air.
Yes.
I would say the bow and arrow is probably the most fun.
Especially in this game.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Attaching things to the arrows, like I found the poof mushrooms or whatever the hell it's called that create a cone around the enemies and they can't see you.
Totally. Yeah, they've added so much cool fucking stuff to this. I like
just like, what if you attach a fish to an arrow? What does that do?
Like, I know, yeah. I haven't even I've already I want to sit down and do the goofy shit. Like I haven't even done the goofy shit yet. Like exactly. Like that's the other thing is they're like throwing arrows at you constantly in this one.
I'm grateful for that too.
Me too. It was almost like a game in itself of like when I have to conserve arrows because who knows when the next time I'm gonna fucking get one. And this it's like I know it's so annoying. This one it's like arrows everywhere. Fuck it. You have plenty of arrows. You can go nuts and you can kill 20 people with arrows and then you'll get them all back at the end anyway. So it's fine.
I'm still running out exactly when I need them.
I'm sure they design it that way. To like just force you to use a sword. Yeah. You got a buggy copy, bro.
I thought I did at first.
Really?
I'm playing it and it suddenly switched to French, which was like, that's a great glitch, but it turns out I just accidentally pressed something in the menu.
That's funny.
That entire first animatic, I had no idea what she was saying.
That's hilarious. It was nothing special. She's just like, I'm pretending to be an archaeologist. Let's take pictures. Oh, scary mummy.
That's the thing too. So Zelda, it's always Link and Zelda, right? They're the heroes through the ages. So this all exists in the same realm, right?
Yeah.
Except that it's a different Zelda and a different Link.
Yes, exactly.
Always destined to fight Ganon throughout the ages. I think.
It's like a reincarnation almost story of like there's always, or like even the Matrix. There's always a Neo. There's always an Agent Smith. Right. So silly. Apparently, all the weebs are switching it to Japanese voice actors in the menus. That's the apparently they sound way like serious and real than the American.
Ooh, I should try that.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Not a lot of dialogue either.
No, not really.
We're in there.
Yeah, I like the design of that new race they have. The what are they, like dog people? That dude who like helps you through the initial part.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen them before, but I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a good look. I also like the design of the just the look of the shrines as well. They have like the motif of the like the meditation gardens, like the raked rocks everywhere. It's a cool look.
I love that you can kind of walk into the shrines now. Like that little detail is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's just like a lot of it is just a reskin too. It's like, okay, the orbs in the last time were black. Now they're glowing white. Like little things like
yeah, it's kind of surprising how well they sell it. Like you say, it's like a palette swap, but it still feels special and interesting. Yeah.
What they've done for hours too, I am so happy about. Those are fun now. It's not an ordeal to climb. Like I love the claws coming out and grabbing him.
Yeah. It is awesome.
And it's just so satisfying too to be thrown into the air and see the entirety of Hyrule around you. It's
yes.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I do love that they like reverse engineered all the evil tech from the first one to like be useful. And like the first time you do it, he's like freaked the fuck out because they're like the monster. And then, but like it's cool. Like the animation's different the second time because he knows what's going on now and he's not scared this time.
No, and I felt it was different the third time too. I could be totally wrong.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
I've seen different things here and there. I'm like, that's awesome that they switch it up.
Yeah. And the feel, dude, they just nail so much. Like the feeling of speed when you're like plummeting through the air is wild. Like it's
diving and then the paraglide and then dive and then paraglide.
Totally. Like it's like my asshole puckered the first time it happened.
Little jizz shot out, just a little bit.
I went straight like mode. Oh boy. Well, I'm about out of steam. I don't know about you.
Zelda's calling me right now.
I know, seriously. It's getting late. Let's play a little. Let's treat ourselves, shall we?
This was so fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, totally. I'll have you on again. I'd love to have you and Tobly on to talk like more in depth about your projects too. That'd be fun.
Totally. We are absolutely game. And maybe a little further into Breath of the Wild, we can, or Tears of the Kingdom. Is it tears or tears? Have we figured that out?
It's a good question now that we know about the chasms. Who knows?
But they're little tear-shaped jewels, and then corn. And what is it? What is the name?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to. Maybe there'll be like one of those moments, like where someone says the name of the title. That'll be the big reveal.
This is the Tears of the Kingdom, Link.
Drink from the tears of the kingdom.
This kingdom is torn up.
From the floor up. Wow, the writing gets worse every game.
What did they do? What happened? It was going so well.
Why is Link rapping? He's not supposed to talk.
Suddenly they're a dance-off?
I could actually see that. I also love that just real quick the what are they called? The tall babes from the
the Sava.
yeah, what are they? I can't remember what they're called. Gerudo. I love that they're all like horny and want to fuck Link. I'm like, hell yeah.
It's all women, you know. They
Yeah.
gotta find their Val.
Totally. They're all just like, damn, what's up? I'm like, hell yeah, this game is awesome.
Everyone is horny for Link in this game.
Yeah, totally.
And I can't blame them. Like, he's got to have a shirt on, like, got the rope on hand.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy. Now it's like, yeah, he lost his. That is kind of badass that he lost his arm.
I can't believe they kept that out of the public. Like, I didn't even know that until I started playing it.
Yeah, same. I was like, holy shit! Like, that's the first like.
Awesome.
Yeah, very very cool. Very very.
Very Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, totally. All right, man. This was fun.
Thanks, man. Let's hang soon.
Yeah, for sure. I'll come get some kava with you.
Awesome.
Yeah, sweet. We'll do this again once we've got a little further in the game. We'll do a little recap. See if we feel so stoked, or if we're like, it's all the same bullshit. It's all fetch quests.
Over Switch. I'm over Nintendo.
It was good at first. Now it sucks. I'm playing. I'm playing. What's the squid one they make? I can't even remember the name of it.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh well. Whatever. Failed joke. Who cares?
I still laughed. I got it.
Nice. True dorks over here. All right, Bob. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you, man.
Yep. Bye.